So you're joining me today. I'm going to be replacing another 90 watt socks fitting, but this time around I've got a different style of fitting. I'll go into a bit more depth with you when I'm actually fitting it, I'll show you. But again, it's just going to be the same process as ever. Again, try to do this one-handed. It's not the easiest because that wee clip keeps sort of moving every time you move it a little bit. So that's the lamp out, and then once you're inside it, it's just these two wee retaining lugs. Hold the gear tray in place. Then that pops down. Just lower my lift a little bit. That just unhooks from there, and then usually that's just a wee plug. That'll come off. And that's that off. It's as simple as that. It's just plug and play with most of these street lights. I'm going to give these grub screws another go, and we'll see what joy we have, but no doubt I'll put money on it that they're going to need to be hammered off. So I'll come back to you and let you know how I got on. As suspected, these two grub screws aren't budging at all. This one's just solid, and this one's already been rounded off. So it's going to be getting the hammer out, hammer this one off. It's common sense, but what I do is I take out any parts that could possibly come flying off and sort of go into the roadway and hit a car or hit a pedestrian or something like that. So all the wee clips, visor, etc. I just take all of that off so that I can hammer it. Another thing that I do is I leave my flex connected in so that there's a smaller chance that when you do hammer the fitting off, that either the fitting goes flying off or that the flex drops down the column down the bottom, because then it's a case of a full rewire, which is a bit of a pain in the backside. That one's come off not too bad, but whoever's fit this one originally hasn't left much flex on it to play with, but that should be okay. If not, I will obviously rewire it to suit, but yeah, I'll get this new fitting mounted at least, and then I'll show you in a bit more detail. That's the fitting now being mounted. As you can see in there, it comes with a few wee packers, like wee brackets, just to space out a bit more, because obviously this pole arm's a bit on the thin side. Again, it's just 4mm T-bar or Allen keys to secure it. That's a pretty standard size for most streetlights. Anything, sometimes it's a 5mm for the sort of bigger style fittings. The internals of it, pretty standard again, pretty self-explanatory. So it's just your live neutral earth there. This one's, I've put in a short plug into this one again, just but there's no requirement for a photo cell because this isn't a 24-hour controlled area. It's just push fittings again, so it's nice and simple. Right, so that's that in there. I'll obviously sort of tidy some of these wires up, and then obviously that stuffing gland just needs a tighten. This stuffing gland is tightened up as well, obviously, so that the flex isn't going to sort of go anywhere. To put this back on again, I'll try and mount this on one-handed, so that just sits in the two wee guides there, closes down onto the fitting. So that lid just tightens down there, and then it's just two 4mm Allen keys to tighten this up. I'll tighten the other side in a wee second, and then you'll see two holes here. These are just to change the angle. This is on a tilt, this fitting. So you can obviously sort of change the angle. If you want to, you would just loosen them, and then you can sort of pull it up or down to suit. So that's that column now lit. I think I maybe prefer this style to the previous style that you've seen me fit on the channel. You'll only be able to tell properly at night, obviously just to see exactly the light output that they give off. What I'll do is I'll take out one of the fittings. I've got quite a few of them on the van today, and this is the type of fitting that the suppliers are giving us. So I'll give you a better look at the fitting that I've actually installed. I didn't really get a proper chance to do it while I was up in the bucket there. So it's a Phillips. You can see all the sort of the information there. Aye, this is a light fitting that the suppliers are providing us with at the moment, but it's quite nice to get a little bit of variety in there. I'll open this up and I'll show you. So there's a better look at the electronic gear for this. And that's the other two grub screws would come through there, and that's how you're able to tilt this fitting. It gives you the sort of various angles there. Your push fittings, and these are a 31 watt equivalent to your 90 watts, so they should give off sufficient light, but I've yet to actually see them properly at night time. But you can definitely tell from changing quite a few different types of these fittings over, this definitely does seem to be a good build quality compared to some of the other ones. Quite easy to work on as well, so I'm quite impressed. So whilst I've been out and about, I've found something a wee bit more interesting for you guys, a little bit different. So what I was doing was I've been sent to repair, it's a 100 watt sawn fitting. Again, it's a slightly different style. I'll give you a wee look at it in a minute. I was up at the fitting and I was sort of doing my usual checks. Usually I would pull the fuse, but on this particular style of fitting, there's a wee sort of, as soon as you lift the lid, it's a wee cut out up there sort of thing, so it's safe to work on up there. While I was up there, I was carrying out some checks, and I noticed I was only getting 50 volts between live and neutral. So I've come back down to the cutout, and I'll show you inside it just now. So that will explain why I'm only getting 50 volts at or between live and neutral. You can see the sort of top of the neutral bar there. The one on the right hand side is burnt out when it started to melt the SMK cutout. Just for a wee bit more clarification as well, you can see that it's properly been arcing away there and burnt through. So my course of action, I'm going to get in touch with the main contractor, let them know that this is going to require a full new cutout to make safe. I'm going to keep this fuse carrier out to prevent any sort of further arcing, just in the event that it was to catch fire. I'll see if they give me the go ahead to do the changeover today, or if they want it left another day. Me changing over this SMK cutout would be something that you guys are interested in. Let me know, and I can do my best to get some footage of that for you as well.